some land, get me some land, get me a dozer, build a hole, line it up, you know what I'm saying, and I'm going to build me a pond. The other guy like, why you going to build the pond? He like, man, because one day I want to have my own fish. Well, I ain't got to go out fishing every day for food. I can be able to have my own pond. The other fisherman like, man, it's going to take you years to get that pond stocked. It's going to take you years to be able to eat. I'm going to eat right now. So every time the one fisherman would catch something who bought the pond, he would take, to say if he caught 3 fish, he'd eat 2, put 1 in his own pond. The other guy's like, man, it's going to take forever for your fish to grow. I'm eating right now. They fishing again. The guy catch 2, he take 1, put it in his own pond, eat 2. After a while, he got 1 fish, 2 fish, 3 fish. The fish get to mating. They start start creating more fish. It took him a long time, but now when he want fish, he open up his back door and go in his own personal pond and fish. And that's how business is. But all those individual fish are like your customers. They're your clients. They're your friends or the families who ask you, girl, come on, do my hair. I'll give you $20. And you look at them and say, okay, you take that 20, but you don't understand that you need to grow into them because they can become bigger fish. They're going to tell other fish. And instead of you spending all of your time going external, going outdoor marketing, getting flyers and all of that stuff, you got to look at your own pond. You got people inside your pond who got your money in their pocket. And they in your pond and you ain't been paying them no attention. You can spend all your time running out here. Oh, why they ain't buying? And you got 10 to 20 people who done bought from you in the last 6 months and you ain't even recalled them back. And said, hey, I'm doing this event. Well, I got a discount, this and that. I got this event coming up. If you recommend me to another friend, I got my email list going. I'm sending out emails every week. I'm sending out text messages every week because guess what? When it's slow, when you're going through that transition time, when you're saying, okay, it's time for me to go from my normal job and I want to be able to push my business even more, when you can always depend on your pond, but you got to recognize your fish now. You can't be waiting until the so-called time is right, and then now you trying to figure out where your customers is at. You start cultivating your customers early. Girl, I'm going to show you how to use some of this black seed oil in your hair, you know what I'm saying, to start getting your scalp together. You know what I mean? Hey, bro, instead of just selling you a car, you know what I'm saying? We're going to do this tax thing. I done hooked up with some people that do vacations. I'm going to sell you a whole experience. Everybody going to eat off of this. And then I'm going to put you into a membership kind of like program where you're going to be bringing more people in. Now, instead of you hustling and bustling, grabbing little scraps, you like, okay, I'm going to put all of my fish in one little area and I'm going to figure out what they like to eat, what kind of bait they want. Oh, they don't like this bait. They like this bait. And that's how you play. But you got to be, that's what that consistency does. And that's how you got to hold yourself accountable because they ain't going to follow you if you ain't accountable. So we said hold yourself accountable. To be consistent, you have to make sure that you recognize when you don't come up to the standards and goals that you set. Meaning pretty much you got to be able to align yourself, look at yourself. Be patient with the process. Change is a slow process. If you try to do everything at once, all you're going to do is get overwhelmed or overwhelm yourself. You got these different businesses and components that you're passionate, right, Angel? All together, it looked like, and the world would tell you, people are going to tell you this. They told me this. Girl, that's looking all chaotic. You got too much going on. You just need to focus in on one thing. All the time. Man, I lost one of my good mentors. He was an artist. I'm writing a book. He like, so what you going to do, man? He old school, can paint. He said, what you going to do? You going to be an artist or you going to be an author? Or what you going to make up your mind? Try to put me in the box. And then you one of my mentors, and now you look, because I don't want to be no starving artist, creative only type, and I like to make money and market and look at all of my talents, you're going to look at me like, try to shame me. What you going to do? Like I'm chaotic. I had a girl that I dated. She called me a tumbleweed. You be just flowing into anything. You know what I mean? And I believed it. Oh, man, maybe I just need to focus in on one thing at a time. But see, all the things that you want to do, they all link together. A lot of times we don't see it, or we put so much pressure on ourselves to be able to come up with the link immediately. Well, how I'm going to do this? If I don't have the whole plan together, then people ain't going to follow me because it's going to look chaotic. It ain't about, the plan comes together when you start working the plan. You can't put together no master plan and just think that, oh, because business and life don't work linear. It don't go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It go 1, 8, 5, 2, 10 might pop in. 12 or 13 might come from the sideline. Don't let somebody die or some other sideline thing that you didn't totally wasn't expecting. So when you building, you got to realize that the pace is like the gas and the brake. You got to know when to hit accelerate and when to pull back. And when you see it, when you feel that negative, that anxiety, that pressure, that's when you say, let me pull back because I feel like I'm forcing it. And when you in your element, it's effortless. When you in your passion, it's effortless. Things will just get to linking. Well, how did you start painting rest in peace shirts and then now you got a conference and then you traveling and doing this and then you got an airbrush and what? You trying to go overseas and a tour bus? What? A clothing line, huh? A music studio, a school, what? But you gotta take your time and first of all, keep it in there. Don't share your secrets and your dreams and your ambitions, specifically with people who ain't gonna see it. They gonna confuse you even more. Mm-hmm. Secondly, write it all down. Find the link. If you don't know the link, keep whatever that passion is, and it would show you. It would show you. You're going to meet somebody that will take you from that to that. And that's what I was trying to show you. It's links all into this. It's a circle. And sometimes you want everything to blow up at the same time. It don't work like that. It's cycles to success. You got to say and look at yourself. You might have did something, but the timing was just wrong. You just needed to throw it back 1 month or move it up a month. You might have did something and you just did it with the wrong person. That don't mean that it ain't successful. But that's why you got to keep playing around, moving things around and observe, step out of the frame. That's why coming down to Cape Girardeau, I know it's rural down here, but I want it rural because first of all, I want it hard to find for people who ain't ready. I'm filtering them out. I could have did this in Milwaukee. I could have did this in Chicago. I could have did this in Atlanta. But I wanted to filter out people. All right, let me see who's going to come all the way down. If you come down to Cape Girardeau, you serious. And I don't want you in the city environment because I can't control your mentality. I can't control your subconscious. If I do this in Chicago and Milwaukee, as soon as you leave, you're dealing with gunshots. You back in your same matrix. But here you got the river. You got peace. You out of your element. And that's how you got to always look at things. You got to look at it from all different angles. Plan for failure. Everyone fails. It doesn't matter how dedicated you are, how intelligent you are, how prepared you aren't always going to succeed. You have to be willing to entertain the possibility and figure out what to do if you don't succeed. How are you going to handle failure? Just like you have to prepare for success, you got to prepare for the growing pains of failure. It's just growing pains. You failing because you don't know. It's one thing from failing and you know better. You know what I mean? That's why coaching, mentors, having people. I got my one of my mentors and I pay for coaching. I pay for coaching every month. One of my mentors and coaches. Hey man, I'm about to put together this conference. I need your head. Tell me what I need to do. Over deliver. My coach told me, over deliver. You over deliver, can't nobody ever say nothing. Everybody can say you showed up, you was prepared. Imagine if I didn't over deliver and I didn't have these books printed out. I got a stack of books ready for 10 people, 3 people, or 20 people. But you have to understand that failure is part of that process, and you ain't preparing for failure. You just preparing yourself so if it do happen, you ain't getting all emotional, wrapped up talking about it just didn't work. Right. And you showed up and did your best. We're going to do 49. What time we got? 10:50. All right, we're going to roll into 11. Page 49. Use critical visualizations. We talked about that yesterday. I take it a whole step further. I take it a whole step. Visualizations is good, and I got a thing that I do called a dream board. My sister was just in there the other day in my office, in my studio. She said, "Is that you with Jay-Z and Dame Dash and them?" I said, "Yeah. I'm a Photoshop king. I got this year, every so many years, I do a different dream board. And I was having I had a mentoring session. I was doing one of my coaching students, and he comes in and he's helping me organize some stuff, and he sees one of my dream boards from like 5-6 years ago. And it shows me in a magazine. It shows my products. It shows me touring. It shows my vehicle. It shows me, with a beautiful wife. It shows me happy. It shows all these little clippings that I took. And he made me, I signed them. And I looked at it. And I said, man, I didn't accomplish a lot out of this dream board. Subconsciously, not even realizing it. I looked at the house. I said, man, I do got a beautiful home. I looked at my wife. I said, I got a beautiful wife. I looked at my vehicle. I said, I got a beautiful vehicle. I looked at my business. I just got published in Airbrush Action Magazine. That's been a dream of mine to be published in that magazine now ever since I started airbrushing for over 20-something years. So when we say visualization, we saying I got to have this around me. I got 2 or 3 of them. I got them on my phone just to remind me, stay focused. What do you want? Be clear on what you want. What do you expect? Be clear on what you expect in life. Be clear. You got to see it. Because guess what? If you don't see it, ain't nobody else going to see it. And they're going to tell you that you can't do it. And you will end up losing your whole vision built around dealing with somebody who can't see vision or dealing with some foolishness. So when we saying visualization, we saying visualization. My sister said pronunciate. Can you actually aid you a lot if you use it properly. You want to use realistic visualization. Visualize yourself accomplishing your goal. Think about how it will feel, the pleasure and satisfaction to see your dream come true. Don't consider the obstacles and setbacks that you may face. When I put together this conference, the only thing I seen in my head was me on stage. You asked me, how do you speak in front of people and you be loose? I visualized this 6 months ago. It's been in my head, getting to this point, it's been in my head like a tape every day, every morning, every day I see it, all right? My thing is the anxiety of the preparation and the time, because I'm eager, I'm ready. Ooh, I can't wait to get on that stage. It's 4 months, 3 months, ooh, next week, ooh. Because I do this. This is what I do. This is my element. But I visualize myself when I'm in front of 600 kids. Ooh, what if one kid act up and they start a whole thing and the kids ain't liking you? I don't even go there. Malcolm, you about to kill it. I might even have my presentation all together. I might say, you know what? I'm going to fill off that energy because I didn't got that good now. I can fill off the energy and I can just go. But I visualize myself. I visualize y'all standing up. I visualize the kids clapping. I visualize myself on stage. So you got to be able to see it. You got to visualize yourself on that vacation in that luxury vehicle. Your children in college.